Hello campers, this is the Suburban Camper. This will be my coolest video yet as it is about staying cool while camping in the summertime. I'll begin by saying if the temperature is hot outside, then at a minimum it is going to be the same hot temperature inside your vehicle. This is just a fact of camping in hot weather without air conditioning. But it is possible to feel cooler, and that is what this video is all about. Tactically speaking, the keys to feeling cooler are avoiding solar radiation and moving airflow over your exposed skin. Regarding solar radiation, believe it or not, the temperature is the same in the sun and the shade. But when you're in the shade, you avoid solar radiation and your skin is not being heated by the sun, and therefore you feel cooler. How much cooler you feel is subjective, but on average it is about 10 to 15 degrees. So, with that in mind, step number one to feeling cooler when camping in the summertime is finding shade. I am usually camping in places where trees provide shade, but if there is no natural shade, then I will utilize my canopy to produce shade. While I am outside my suburban camper, I will position my canopy to provide shade where I am cooking, eating, and sitting. And when I am inside, I will place the canopy over my Suburban to reduce direct sunlight on the roof and maximize the interior shade. An obvious but important first step to achieve moving airflow is to keep your windows open. This will help minimize the impact of the greenhouse effect and allow hot air to escape outside and cooler air to flow inside as the outside temperature drops. It will also enable any available wind to flow through your vehicle. In the summertime, I keep my windows and sunroof wide open all the time and cover them with skeeter beater window screens, which does reduce airflow, but I will take that reduction over bug bites. The key to feeling cooler from moving airflow is for it to flow over your exposed skin, which increases the rate of heat loss and lowers your body temperature. It also takes moisture off your skin and evaporatively cools it, and one trick to facilitate this process is to use a wet towel to periodically wipe down your exposed skin. A nice breeze blowing through your windows is great, but keep in mind you are probably sitting or lying on the floor below the windows, which means most of the air is not flowing over your skin. So that is why you need a 12-volt fan. Speaking of volts, just a quick reminder, electricity is dangerous, so please be safe when using electrical devices. This is the first summer I decided to utilize a fan, and when I went online to source one, I realized the options are limited. While most 12-volt fans are designed for use in a vehicle, they are small and provide weak airflow to a narrow area, such as the face of the driver or a single passenger. I wanted a fan capable of providing strong airflow over a wider area, preferably the entire sleeping area, which can accommodate 2 people. And it needs to do this as efficiently as possible by drawing the least amount of power from my deep cycle battery. I decided upon the Boundless Breeze Fan because it is one of the largest fans I came across, and while there were no power specifications listed online, buyer comments led me to believe the amperage draw was manageable. The first thing you need to know about this fan is large equals loud. I no longer own a sound level meter, so I will do my best to give you some perspective on the noise level. I am shooting this video from inside the vehicle in my sleeping position. And I just realized my 78-year-old mom is in the background doing her morning exercises. Good for her. Anyway, here's the fan on low, medium, and high. Here is what it sounds like closer to the fan. And finally, here it is close, but from outside the vehicle. I sleep with a fan running at home, so I'm okay using this fan on medium and low when I'm sleeping in my Suburban camper, but the high setting is just too loud and will keep me awake, so I only use it when I or Zoe need to cool down quickly. Here is Zoe enjoying it on its high setting after a hike. Now I will attempt to measure airflow and coverage. I place both mattresses in the sleeping area with my crude airflow measuring tool covering the width of one mattress at approximately the level someone would be lying down. I'm using strips of paper towels to convey the level of airflow. I will start with the fan position at the foot of one mattress, sitting on top of my deep cycle battery bin, which is my normal setup. Here we go. I would say the airflow strength is good, but coverage is inadequate on low and medium speed, and on high speed, airflow is very good and coverage is okay. Now I will position the fan in the middle of the sleeping area and leave the measuring tool in the same position. Here we go. Looks like the airflow strength and coverage are inadequate at every speed. I will move the measuring tool to the other mattress and leave the fan in the middle. I don't expect much of a difference, but here goes. As expected, there is no significant change in airflow strength and coverage. Just for my own purposes, I will put the fan on the floor at the foot of one mattress, and as you can see, there was not a big difference in airflow strength and coverage. Unfortunately, I do not have the equipment needed to properly test the power draw, but what I do know is the box says extremely low amp draw, and it comes with a 5 amp fuse in the power plug, so I know it does not draw more than that. This is good, as anything below 5 DC amps is a very low power draw. My guess is it is drawing 2 to 4 DC amps based on my experience on a recent trip when I ran it for 3 nights with minimal recharging via my 20-watt solar panel, and I still had plenty of power left in my 100 amp hour battery. I think the fan will easily run for 3 nights without needing to recharge the battery, and this is also the case for my 12-volt electric blanket, which I know draws between 4 to 6 DC amps, so that is what I am basing my 2 to 4 DC amp power draw conclusion on for the Boundless Breeze fan. The fan is slim and it features fold-out legs which do a good job of keeping it upright and enable it to return to its slim form for packing. I store it in its original box, which snaps perfectly into the top of a 17-gallon storage bin. The cord is long, 10 feet to be exact, which enables me to position the fan anywhere in the sleeping area without having to move my heavy deep cycle battery. It also has a handle on top for carrying and hanging. I typically do not have my rear window open, so I will hang it by a side window if I need to draw in cooler outside air. I recommend the Boundless Breeze fan, meaning I use it and it works well. However, in my opinion, even though it is a large fan, the coverage is narrow and therefore its best application is to use it for one person, and it needs to be pointed directly at that person to achieve the heat loss and evaporative cooling results needed to feel cooler. The fact that it has a very low power draw is a great benefit, and with that in mind, I think it makes perfect sense to have one for each camper if you'll be doing a lot of double camping in the summertime. Over time, if this fan keeps working, I can easily see it being a highly recommended item in my gear setup. I will place a link for the fan in the description, and you can view all the gear I utilize to camp anywhere and be prepared for anything at suburbancamping.com. Please note, I utilize the Amazon affiliate program to support this YouTube channel and my website, which means I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you if the affiliate links are utilized to make a purchase. And as always, if you learned something from this video, please subscribe. Thank you very much.